following the law, following the what, so I say, following the what, can't forget them, oh, following the rule, proposing to na shibarenai, following the what, hands on the moon she saw, uroiketa. Waiting for that day of judgment. Before I start, I must begin by saying that most of my subscribers are not familiar with the Yakuza series. So if you like to hear the great Neil-chan talk, here's some context about today's video. Who's Kazuma Kiryu? John Yakuza is the main character of the Yakuza series, and when he was but a wee lad with his brother Akira Nishikiyama, aka Nishiki, aka Fishki, aka Fishman, aka 10 years in the joint.
10 years in the joint, mate.
They used to be in an orphanage together, and their father figure was Shintaro Kazuma. They wanted to become Yakuzas like him, but Kazuma said no, but they didn't listen and joined the Dojima family. After that shit happens, and we have like a Yakuzillion games, this video will be about what if they decided to listen to their daddies, and of course there will be spoilers. I'll put the name of the spoiled game in case it's needed. In this alternate timeline, when Kiryu followed Kazuma to the Jingwon massacre, he arrived later than he did originally and saw a lot of dead Koreans, and he got traumatized by what he saw. And his want to become a Yakuza faded, and Kazuma brought him back to the orphanage. And Kiryu told Nishiki what happened, and because of that they will never want to become Yakuzas. Also, Nishiki is an unoriginal bitch, and he probably won't become a Yakuza if Kiryu doesn't become one.
Super idol 的笑容都没你的甜，马月中午的阳光都没你耀眼，热爱105度的你，滴滴沉沉的蒸馏水。
In this timeline, after Kiryu and Nishiki turned 18, Kazuma made them join Tachibana Real Estate, and seeing how it's a muscle heavy-duty job, it's safe to say that both Kiryu and Nishiki are as strong as they were in the middle of Yakuza 0. The events should play out the same, except that Kazuma let Kiryu and Nishiki in the know of his grand plan, and everything stays the same. They just wait till Sara gets hold of Makoto and hands her over to Kiryu, so no motorcycle Tuesday fight. And Oda will betray Tachibana as normal, and Kiryu will put Makoto in a fucking pawn shop for safety. During that time, Tachibana will probably have a heart attack or some shit and will go to Little Asia to recover, where the Dojima family finds him and takes him, and Kiryu will soon know where they took him because the elder of Little Asia told him. So even if Tachibana dies, we at least get her. Since Kuze hasn't fought Kiryu before, he won't have the same drive to beat him up, so he'll be as strong as he was when Kiryu first fought him in the Dojima family HQ. And Tachibana dies and Makoto regains her sight. Later in the story, she's on the boat with Chibisawa, and the final chapter plays out as it was originally, except that Kiryu isn't as strong as he was in the end of Yakuza 0, but he'll still be close in strength with Chibisawa, and when Kiryu almost loses, Nishiki will come aid him and they'll win. In conclusion, for Yakuza 0, everything stays the same, except Nishiki and Kiryu took over Tachibana Real Estate and are probably Yakuzillionaires, but after Yakuza 0 everything should change drastically.
Huh?
Excuse me.
Excuse you? No. Fuck you!
The Tojo clan is in the control of Kazuma and Sara, and because Kiryu was never a Yakuza, Kazuma didn't need to rescue him from the Chinese mafia, so he was never shot in the leg, so that means he can still kick ass. Ichiban's 17 years in the joint still happens, nothing changes there, and Yumi never gets kidnapped by Dojima, so that means no 10 years in the joint, and Kiryu and Nishiki are probably either married or engaged to Yumi and Reina.
How many times I gotta tell you, I'm not Yakuza. You retarded or just deaf?
Fuck you! You're not coming in here, you fucking asshole!
Since Nishiki did not become Fishki, the 10 billion yen scandal never happened, and the Tojo clan never weakened because of it. So Sara and Kazuma are still in control, and Tekida never became the 4th or 5th chairman, which also means that the Millennium Tower exploding did not happen, and Akiyama did not become a Yakuzillionaire, and he's still homeless. And Shimano still lives, so Majima probably won't be allowed to leave the Tojo clan and create Majima Construction. And Daigo inherits the Dojima family, at least not the fucking Tojo clan. Since there was no dragon of Dojima, Ryuji does not have the motivation to become the only one dragon, but he still wants to start a war with the Tojo clan. But since Kazuma and Sera are in charge, it's highly unlikely he'll be able to start one. And the Tojo clan the Omi Alliance will be allies, except for the time of Yakuza 5, where they are enemies again for some reason. The Morning Glory orphanage would close down because nobody would care, and even if Kiryu or Kazuma cared, they have the power and money to transfer the children to another orphanage. So when the Sei goes to the Tojo clan to buy the land, they'll do it without hesitation. And nothing will happen with Mine and the Rikiya gang.
And together we are the Yakuza 4.
Since in this game, Kiryu is just standing there doing fuck all. Not a lot of the story itself changes, but his absence influences a lot of things for the Yakuza 4. Like Akiyama won't be CEO of Sky Finance, since he never got rich from the events of Yakuza 1, and Saejima won't get out of jail, since Hamazaki did not stab Kiryu in Yakuza 3, so Saejima will die any day now. That leaves Tanimura and Yasuko to do their things on their own. Yasuko starts killing people that Katsuragi tells her to kill, but her efforts will be useless, because she gets kidnapped at one point, then Tanimura saves her. Then she goes to Okinawa, but since Kiryu's never there, Saejima will die, and she'll never see him again. As for Tanimura, everything's going in the same direction, until he finds out that Mukonata is the big evil man, but since the Yakuza 4 have been reduced to the 1, he won't be able to find any evidence against Mukonata. These are the statuses of the Yakuza 5. Saejima is dead, Akiyama is homeless, Haruka is in Jingu's balls, Kiryu is somewhere not here. Shinada's the only one of the Yakuza 5 that has a story to live. Everything goes the same since Tsubasa wants to give the Tojo clan to his son, and the Tojo clan needs to do what they did in Yakuza 5. Until the time of Haruka's concert, since he won't be needed, Shinada will probably either never go to Tokyo or return to Nagoya and get free blowjobs. This game won't happen since all of it is driven by Haruka. Although Nago might get killed by Mazuzuye, and Hirose might kill him for revenge. And since Kiryu was never there, the secret of Onomichi is never sought after anymore, so Hirose lives. Since Old Man Arakawa thinks the Yakuza are mid now, I think both Sera and Kazuma will think the same, and will want to disband the Tojo clan. But since Shimano wouldn't want that, a civil war may break out, Kazuma and Shimano could be casualties, and with all the chaos, Ryu Aoki does the Kamurocho 3K plan, and drives away the Tojo clan. Everything goes the same until the dismantlement time. Since Kiryu, Saejima, and Kazuma won't be there, it's safe to assume that they'll probably fail and die. The Tojo clan and the Omi Alliance never disband, it's all under the control of Ryu Aoki.
These guys will stop coming on us. I meant at us.
Dude, that's gross.
Come on, that ain't what I meant.
Since the Tojo clan never disbanded, RK wouldn't exist, and public security won't need to take control of the health ministry fund, with all of Ryuauki's Ryuaukiing. So everything will play the same until Yagami finds out about the suicide shit. And since Sawa Sensei never dies, Yagami does not have a bullshit card to pull, so he probably is gonna agree with Kuwana and maybe kill some bullies with him from time to time.